Right then, so last time we spoke, we stayed on the subject of benefits of keeping the body's pH level um, centered, as it were. Well, keep it. The body does that job on its own, but helping the body to help itself
Yeah.
to stay centered on that pH level, and the benefits when it comes to making the body work at its maximum efficiency. And what that could mean to a bodybuilder, and what it could mean to a bodybuilder is that a bodybuilder would have primed or increased protein synthesis, so he would recover from his workouts more efficiently.
Yeah.
So this conversation today, sticking with your area of expertise, which is alkalinity and cell function and efficiency of the deep level of the body's functioning, let's talk about how keeping the diet alkaline or adding alkaline into the diet can actually aid in fat loss.
Yeah. Okay.
So over to you.
All right. Well, if we're talking about fat loss, again, we have to come from the perspective or the sort of the idea that the body is alkaline by design, which basically means, like we talked about last time, the pH of the blood and the tissues is regulated around 7.365. Now, by sort of consuming a diet through food and fluid that promotes that pH or promotes that that sort of optimal pH, our body is going to be functioning most efficiently. So that's the perspective that we're coming from. Now, when it comes to aiding fat loss, to add to that, what we have to understand is that fat or fatty acids are buffers to metabolic and dietary acids or wastes. So what happens then is free fatty acids will be released from the adipose tissue, from the liver. They will be released. They will go into the blood. They will pick up dietary waste or metabolic waste, and then they will be deposited in the adipose tissue for storage, ready to be sort of removed from the body.
Okay, so in layman's terms then, what you're basically saying is that toxins and debris like that is junk in the body actually gets gathered and stored in the fat cells.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So what our body's got is it's got like paths of elimination, and obviously the obvious paths of elimination are urination and defecation. So that's one way of getting rid of wastes. And we've also got sweating, we've got respiration as well. So we've got all these different ways for wastes or waste products or toxins to get out of the body. Now what can happen is these paths can get overused, blocked up, and it then turns to its secondary sort of ways of getting rid of, or
a backup plan.
Yeah. So the backup plan is to put these wastes in the adipose tissue. So it goes into the adipose tissue and it will just sit there until the body is ready for it to be released. Now the body will be ready once the food or the fluid that's coming in is clean, and the body starts to clean itself out. So as we start putting in the cleaner foods, as I call them, basically the body just reacts to that in a way of cleaning itself out. So all this debris and toxin that's, you could say, like stored in the cupboards, it's just clearing out all the cupboards of all the dirt and the dust and the waste and everything, and it's then passing it through its newly refreshed paths of elimination. It's going out the body.
So then, let me put this into a basic terms then. Somebody that's eating processed food, microwaved food, fast food, takeaways, primarily as their main source of food, and is having what would be termed a toxic, high-stress lifestyle, their body will actually be struggling to keep itself clean and cleansed as it is. So chances are that the backup plan of detoxifying, of fat storage, will have increased
Yeah.
with that type of person. And so if they went on a diet
Yeah.
and simply reduced calories, which
Yeah.
is the standard way of dieting, is just to cut your calories down to lose body fat, the
Yeah.
body won't actually want to lose body fat because it's struggling enough to keep itself clean, and releasing body fat would just release more toxins into the system. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, because the body's primary job is to maintain the pH of the blood and tissues, because that's the most you could say like the most important part of the body. So its aim is to do that, and it will do whatever it takes to do that. So if it needs to put body fat on, it will. So just by cutting calories, just by cutting down the amount of food you're eating, you're not taking into account how clean that food is.
Okay.
So first off, the food needs to be clean.
Right.
It needs to be sort of fresh vegetables, drinking lots of water. That's sort of the place to start, and then you can start thinking about maybe reducing. I don't want to say eliminating, but reducing other foods to start cleaning out the diet, cleaning out the body, which is in a roundabout way cleaning out the fat stores.
So would a detox program aid in this process?
Yeah, a detox program will absolutely aid in it. What people have to watch is jumping straight in at the deep end. If they've been on a standard sort of Western diet or a standard Western way of thinking about food, and they jump straight into a 3-day juice feast or juice fast,
Yep.
whatever they want to call it, if they jump straight into that, then they're going to feel the effects of that.
Okay, and what will the effects be, and what will they feel?
Well, the primary effect is flu-like symptoms. So
Okay.
if you think you've got Christmas and New Year at the start of the year, January, everyone comes down with a so-called bug. That's not necessarily a bug. That's your body reacting to 2 weeks of overeating and over-consuming foods that it doesn't need inside of it. So it's clean. It's making you clean yourself out,
Right.
and it's sort of what do they call it? It's sort of pulling rank, and it's saying, hang on a minute, I've had enough of this. I'm going to get rid of all this waste that you've just put inside of me. So I'm going to stop you from doing what your normal daily life is, and I'm going to make you go to bed for a week or a day or 2 days or whatever it is, and then it will clean itself out.
Because it needs that. Because a lot of illness is the body basically telling you to stop so that it can use its energy and its metabolic processes for other purposes.
Yeah, that's a very simple way of putting it. It's your body is constantly detoxifying itself. If it gets too much toxins in it, it will stop you, and it will say, I'm going to clean you out, and I'm going to then let you carry on with your life. That's sort of the simple way of putting it. So yeah, it's thinking about food not in a calorific way, but in a cleansing way. So if we want to then sort of go on a detox, it would be to